Hello everybody and welcome back to Twin Suns Farm once again. It's actually been quite a while since I've done some recording, and yeah, it feels I've almost forgotten what we've been doing actually. I'm actually on my way down to the shop to go and collect something, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Whoa, stay on the road, pal. Firstly though, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone that has been watching my videos, commenting, giving me likes. The more likes I've been getting, it's pushed the videos out to more people. Subscriptions keep coming in. Last time I checked, there was over 700, and you know, I think about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago I maybe had just over 300, and I've now got over 700 people who subscribe to the channel. So I just want to say I'm massively grateful for the support, and yeah, let's just quickly pull into the shop here. What is that there? So I have bought another tractor. We have on the farm the Massey Ferguson, which is great, and then we've got the the smaller tractors and things. We've got the Ford, obviously, which is lower horsepower and things. We've got the Massey, which is the yard tractor. But I wanted something that could do a little bit more field work for us if I've got an AI worker on another tractor. And this was in the shop. So it's, as you can see, a 6830 Premium. It has been chip tuned, so it is, I think, about 175 horsepower, but I'll need to double check that. And yeah, it's yeah, well, it's just ace. I do like the old 30 series John Deere's, and it was a good price. I've got it on finance, so I've taken that out and immediately got a contract to be getting on with. So you can see that we've got some baling to do in field 6. There's also plenty of cultivating contracts this time of year, and I think there was another baling contract I saw as well, so I might do that too, just to get a bit of cash flow in and help pay off some of the repayments for this. It is October, obviously, now, so we've not got a lot of field work ourselves doing. I've currently got the AI worker in the field drilling some grass. So I've decided to put the two smaller fields near the river. Do a look on the map. So here we go. Fields 13 and 14. They're going to be grass, so we'll probably use those for a bit of extra hay or silage or whatever we need. We've also drilled the cover crops into field 11 and field 3. So come March or April next year, we'll plough that in and drill something into those. Probably, I'm thinking, maybe wheat, possibly oats. I'm not sure yet. I'll decide that later on. So we'll see. However, yeah, I thought today I can get some contracts done. First one's a very simple baling contract. So I thought I'll get this extra tractor so we can be doing stuff while the AI work is doing other bits and pieces, and I can talk to you a bit more about everything else. So I'll leave the car there and I can come pick that up later on. There we go. Nice. So yeah, as I was saying before, just I'm super grateful to everybody that has been watching my videos, giving me plenty of likes on the channel. It clearly does really help. I've had so many comments and bits and pieces as well, and hopefully I think I've got back to everybody, but I will keep an eye on that, and I always try to come back to everyone as much as possible, and I really do appreciate the time and effort put in by people to just kind of watch the videos on the channel. So yeah, so it's a bit of an extra thank you and a bit of a way to celebrate sort of getting over the 500 subscriber mark. I set myself up a Discord. Oh, watch out, fella. sorry, yeah, I set myself up a Discord. So there is, if you want a link to that, it's in all descriptions for my videos now, and it's also a link to it on the channel, sort of main channel page. So I just thought it'd be cool to get a bit of a community set up, get people in there, come along and have a chat with like-minded people, and yeah, it's just a way of sharing other bits and pieces, I suppose, and keeping up to date with where I'm at with my videos and things. Other things I've done as well is I've actually set myself up a buy me a coffee link. So if you ever like-minded and you wanted to show a bit of support or drop a donation, you can do as little or as much as you like, and anything is greatly appreciated. Again, the links for all of that are in my descriptions for videos and on the main channel. So yeah, there's no, I'm not expecting people to do that, but I just thought it's another way of kind of helping support the channel really for myself, because one of the things I want to do is I want to keep making quality content for everybody. Blimey, those bales have gone a bit weird. Sort that out off camera next time. Yeah, I want to keep making really good content for everybody, and one of those things for me is, the next thing for me is improving the sound quality of everything. So, at the moment, when I record my videos, I'm just using a wrong shed, Stu. Yeah, I'm just using a like a gaming headset, which has got a built-in microphone, and it does the job. It's all right, but I think that the sort of sound quality on the voice, on my voice, I mean, I can't change my voice. I wish I could sometimes, but the sound quality on it when you listen to it on the video, it can be a bit not easy to listen to. So I'd really like to get a proper like boom mic, for example, just to get that better quality, which might make it easier for people to listen to, and that kind of thing. So yeah, so to do stuff like that, because equipment's expensive and things, I thought, right, well, I'll set up a bit of a buy me a coffee link, and if anybody ever does fancy doing that, then it's all in there. And yes, you did read the title of this video correct. The save game for this farm is now available. Once we get baling in a bit, I'll talk a bit more about how you can get hold of it. But yeah, it is now available for everyone to use. Now I must stress, because I've read a lot of comments and there's lots of people who want it, and I really appreciate that. There was a comment though that said, is it going to be crossplay, or can we get hold of your map? Please, this is not this is not my map. This is obviously the brilliant. How do we get to that? Oh yeah. This is obviously the brilliant Oakbridge farm by Oxygen David. It's his map, all his work. All I have done is build a custom farm on his map. Now, the one thing I would say is, because I've had to make edits in Giant's Editor, I can't share with you that map because it's a private edit by myself. However, if you guys want to use this save on your own versions, then I can of course tell you which bits and pieces. Oh, there was an entrance there. That's because I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I can of course tell you which bits and pieces you'll need to delete and things to get your own version going. Let's just get that set up. Are we about right there? Yes, we are. Okay. Let's go with... We'll go with 180. Make them a bit bigger. Less to do. There we are. But yeah, so I can of course tell you guys, which bits and pieces you'd need to delete, which trees and things, and I'll do that a bit later on and show you, what's what. But yeah, if you want to use this farm, you can do that, and all you need to do is just get a copy of my save game, and I will tell you how to do that in a wee while. First bale out there, perfect. Actually, I think what we'll do is I'm just going to set up the Massey in the other field. So move him around. Yeah, so this is that other field that's grass, and there's just this smaller field here, and then we're good then for grass fields for now. Pop him into there. I'll set the AI worker going. Just use the in-game one for now. Yep. Fine. Go. Perfect. I'll tell you what we'll do, which is why we're here. So I have made a couple of tweaks actually since last time. So one of the things I always try and do, and you can sort of see that now, is I put as many of these what they call like decoration packages in as possible, and I always try and stick in as much junk as I can possibly find. For me, it's crucial in making your farm kind of look like it's a worked farm. Without these bits and pieces, it can look very bare. If you go to any farm in the UK, I guarantee you'll see stuff like this everywhere, and I think it just really adds to that UK farm feel for me. So I downloaded some extra packs. One of them was updated too, and I've bunged in a lot more of that stuff now, as you can see, pretty much everywhere. There's bits and pieces there. There's some down the side by the road. Down there, along the edge there. These little containers I thought were really cool. You see that, you know, those sort of shipping containers and porta cabin type things on lots of different farms. So we've got some of them. Yeah, so that's another thing I've been doing. Cows. So this was a faff. I'll just come out of construction mode. So the cows are in. It's October, the 1st of October. It was absolutely just chucking it down all day, and I thought there's got to be time to start bringing the cows in, which is good for us because we can now start collecting manure. We can get slurry as well ready for next year. Now, in between me recording the last episode and starting this one, Giants have obviously updated the game to 1.6. So we found out then that cows could actually they were able to graze properly now in the pastures. They eat the grass disappears, it regrows. All of those bits and pieces and fixtures were ironed out. However, I did a bit of reading, and I must thank Scroft for this. If you've not seen any of Scroft's stuff, I always link him into my description. He's pretty much the YouTuber that kind of inspired me to get into making series on FS, and his videos are brilliant. And in particular, he does a lot of stuff on kind of, you know, collecting data and testing to see, you know, how you can make money using various different things within Farming Simulator. And he did a thing on cows a while back and how you can make money from cows. So what I've now done is reading up that data. We've now got in total 65 cows. So you can see that is split by you've got 25 18-month-old limousine cows, and we've got 15 Angus cows. So they're going to be my breeding stock. That's how I'm going to do this. So you can see that they're worth 2,300 and odd pound. That is fine. I don't intend to get rid of them. I want those cows to reproduce for me. And then you can see here we've got our calves. So these are going to be what we essentially fatten up and get ready for finishing. So we've got 15 limousine, 10 Angus. We can get, I think, a decent price on these, I think around about 18 or 24 months. So I'll double check that. But that's going to be our thing for the next 18 months, 24 months, is fattening up these calves, getting them ready to go out to market. And we should make a nice bit of profit, because as you can see at 0 months, they're worth £230 a calf. When you're getting into that 18-month mark, they're nearly 10 times that much. So we can make a decent profit off that. Now, hopefully, as and when the enhanced animal system comes in, that might introduce male and female animals. We don't get that base game, and my plan then will be I will properly separate out male cows, and they'll be the ones that we get ready and take off the market, and we'll probably keep our females as breeding stock, and and we can use those as replacements for the other animals in the herd. So yeah, so that's where we're at now with our cows. So in total, we're looking at about 65. The other great thing about doing beef stock as well is we don't necessarily need to use TMR. TMR is really good and gives them 100% production in terms of milk, but we don't need milk. We can't get milk off these animals, so just feeding them straw, hay. Feeding them silage and hay is the way to go. Simpler. We'll still use the feed wagon over there to give it to them when they're in the sheds, but also in the summer we can take it out to the pasture for them too. And you know, if their pasture needs topping up occasionally, we can take silage bales down for them and whatnot. We didn't have a straw blower as well, so you can see the money did go down a bit before, and that's because I've bought this Teagle Tomahawk, so it's a nice straw blower. You see a lot of these on UK farms. This literally released, I think, like a couple of days ago. So I've popped that in now, and as and when these UK mods come out onto ModHub, I'll be putting them in. So, for example, our muck spreader, we'll keep this one for a bit because we've not used it, but I've added in the Teagle muck spreader too, which I think will be, at some point when we get the money, because it's expensive, will be a good replacement for that. Again, you see Teagle spreaders in the UK quite a bit, so that will be the plan with that. I think that covers everything so far. I think my plan is, you know, the main thing is we're getting into autumn and winter now, so there's not a lot to do in terms of our own farm. As I say, once we've got these grass fields drilled, we're pretty much done then until the spring. So I'll have a look to do some contracts and bits and pieces. I'll probably do another video. I'll skip forward in time to around about January, because that's when we're going to get the best price for our grain that's in the shed down here. So that'll be good, because we're going to be manually loading it. That'll be a good video to do. So yeah, we've got our barley here, we've got our wheat here that we harvested back in August. So around January, when we get the best price, we'll bring the wagon in and we'll do a video as filming and loading that up and getting some cash from the harvest. So that will probably be the next time you see me in game after this, doing that really. Okay, so here we are over in the field that we've got the contract in now. So over back in the 8:30, just cracking on here. And yeah, I just wanted to again just sort of, you know, reiterate just how grateful I am for everybody who's been watching the channel recently. You know, I was checking it out the other day, and I've had so many comments, so many likes. I think I've now got over 700 subscribers to the channel, and I just wanted to say again, thanks to everybody who has been commenting, liking and subscribing. The more likes I get on these videos, the more it pushes them out to other people. So all of that stuff is really, really beneficial to me. And yeah, obviously because of that, I really want to continue making videos that you guys enjoy watching. So, you know, first and foremost, for those of you who, you know, you might not have heard in the first video, I have just become a new father to two little boys, two twin boys. They're now 3 months old, so right in the time where, you know, life has been turned upside down. So getting a lot of time to sort of make videos is few and far between. I've set myself a goal of doing a minimum of one video a week, which actually, you know, I think is fairly reasonable to do. This last week has been a bit tricky, and here I am kind of late on a Saturday night when I'd like to get it out on a Sunday, getting everything made, but sometimes these things happen. We have technical hitches and whatnot. But yeah, what I wanted to do was sort of, as more and more people are watching now, I really wanted to just get some thoughts and feedback on how I'm doing things. Really, I sometimes get a bit conscious that you know, I don't really talk about meaningful stuff a lot almost in the videos, and I wanted to know, you know, Do people want me to shut up, I suppose, I guess, you know, talk a bit less and perhaps do more time lapses with the music sort of overlaying in the background? Or do people want less of that? Do they want more kind of, you know, stuff like this where we're just doing jobs and chatting away? Any and all feedback for me is really, really useful, because it will help me kind of make sure that any content I make and videos that I produce in the future are, you know, what people want to see, really, I suppose. So yeah, just let me know, you know, are the time lapses okay? Are we doing enough variety in jobs? You know, what I don't want to do is kind of go, oh well, you know, in 3 videos all we ever do is say drill fields. It's why I set the Massey today drilling in the other field so we could get on with something different. That's kind of my plan, really. But yeah, so all you new guys who've subscribed, please do let me know. I'm really interested to find out how I can keep making videos better and more improvements and things, and any feedback you've got for me, or just things you think I can improve on, please do let me know. It's all really useful for me. But yeah, so one of the main themes that's coming through in a lot of the comments is that you guys, you really like the farm that I've built, and you wanted to know if you could get a copy of it. First and foremost, well, obviously the answer is yes, you can absolutely do that. I've managed to find a way that we can get that sorted for people. Now, obviously, the first thing to say is that you know, I saw a couple of comments saying, will this be crossplay, will you release your map, or whatever it said. Now, this is not my map, I must really reiterate that. This is obviously Oakbridge Farm, which used to be Calmsden by Oxygen David. It is his map. I have had to make a couple of edits to fit the farm in where it is, and I cannot release my own version of this map. It just goes against everything that the kind of modding community stand for. It's a reason, you know, we're seeing a lot of modders leave the game, which is not good for us UK players. When modders, if you're playing this game and you wanted to play with UK equipment, UK bits and pieces, we really, really need that modding community to help us out with stuff. So the more we copy these mods or release them without permission, we're killing that community, and you know, you're only shooting yourself in the foot if you do that, because in the long run we're going to get more people leaving, and it's not going to be beneficial for the game. So yeah, as I say, if you want to get hold of a copy of my save game, just nip into my Discord. There's a link, an invite link in the description for this video, and also on the main channel. You can come along, and then you should be able to see that there's a channel called My Series, and then you'll see another, like a category in there called Custom Build Save, or Save Game for Custom Build, something like that. It's pretty obvious, trust me, when you get in there. And you can download the save game from there. All you'll then need to do is unzip it and put it into your own like blank save game folder. When it comes to edits for the map, as people have rightly pointed out, you'll need to unzip your own version of the map, and then you would need to go into Giants Editor and remove some of the walls and bits and pieces. So what I might do towards the end of this video, once we've got finished, is I'll just sort of zoom around the yard and show you a few bits and pieces where, off the top of my head, where I can remember, you know, there's bits and pieces that you'll need to delete to make it work. If you've never used Giants Editor before, there is... Oh, that was a bit daft. Press the wrong button. Well done, Stu. That's now a bale that has 1,000 litres in it. So yeah, if you've never used Giants Editor before, there is, in my Discord, I've put some links to some really useful kind of like tutorial videos that you might find useful for doing the whole process. So the Giants Editor tutorial is by a YouTuber called Seba. You may have heard me talk about him before. He's also somebody who helped me out when I first started making YouTube videos. I have linked to his channel in the description for this video, and the direct link for the sort of Giant Editor tutorial is in the Discord, under the section where you can get the save game. So you'll want to check that out on what you need to do there. And then the other thing is, when you download the save game and you pop it all in there, if you make the edits to your own version of Karmsden and you save the map to a different name, you'll need to relink that in your save game by changing the name of the map in the save game XML. It sounds complicated. It's a lot simpler than I'm making it sound. But there is a video by, you might have heard of him, Disturbed Simulations. Again, he does fantastic tutorials. He explains things really, really well, much better than I ever could. And his video on how to relink your save games is also under the section where the save game is. So you may find those useful if you've never done it before. I can't really provide any sort of step-by-steps or instructions myself, purely and simply because unfortunately I'd love to help everybody individually, but I don't have the time, I'm afraid. As I say, I'm spending all my time, with the family at the moment, and just getting onto Farm Sim whenever I can, really. So yeah, any free time I get, I kind of want to spend just making content and getting new stuff out there. So yeah, so I won't be able to help everybody individually. I can try and respond to a few questions and things, and obviously if and when you get your save going, if you have a couple of questions, post them as always, and I will try and come back to everybody as much as possible. But yeah, I just can't really do any kind of bespoke tutorials and things. Now, what I am thinking of doing when I get some more time is, if you think it's just going to be too much of a faff downloading that save game and doing it all yourself, or linking it, or whichever, I'm thinking of doing a video on how to build like a UK style farm, or how I would go about building a UK style farm. And I was going to kind of do it in sections and things to consider, and how to go about setting your yard up and what to look for. If you think something like that would be handy or helpful, again, just drop me a comment below and let me know. If you think that'd be a good idea, be good for you guys on the channel to see something like that, let me know. But yeah, I think it could be quite useful for people, to be fair. And then lastly, all I was going to say was, for anybody who is thinking of getting that save game, if you did want to leave a little donation on the Buy Me a Coffee link, again, the link's all on the YouTube channel, on the description of this video, and it's also in the Discord too. There's no obligation to do that, and it certainly isn't, it's not behind a paywall or anything, but if you did want to make a small donation, then the option is there. So I'm very aware that I've kind of talked a lot during this video, so what I might do is, for the rest of this field, I will pop it onto a time lapse. We'll get some music on, and I will catch you all when I've finished baling it up, and I'll speak to you all in a bit. Okay, we've just managed to get that contract complete, which is good. So we've pressed all the bales there in this one field, so it's a 35-acre field, and we've pressed them with these like 6 foot by 4 foot round bales. John Deere did really well actually on that as well. It was good. When it's not, I suppose, massively hard work, but pulled the baler nicely and got through, which is good. So if we just have a look at this into our statistics, so what have we done? Can't find it. So bales produced, 50 bales. So there you go, 50 bales in this field, all pressed. So we will take that money. Thank you very much. Nice. So what we got here then? There's another baling contract there, which, to be fair, I think it would be daft to pass up on. I might take that and do that in between episodes, so we get a bit more money. And then you never know, I might jump on and do another one at some point. We'll see. We'll see. I've not done any wood transporting yet, so that might be something to look at perhaps later in the winter. Yeah, I'll collect that one, and we can get it done before. Perfect. But I can do that, as I say, off camera. Well, for now, I think what we'll do is we'll head back to the farmyard, get this parked up, and then what I can do is I can give you all like a bit of just a kind of aerial view of which bits and pieces need to be deleted in Giants Editor if you want to use the save game yourselves. Oh my god, trees. Right, that car's passed, so we should be okay. Nice. Right, we'll get this back, and I will catch you all in a little while. Right, so let us have a look at the map then. So if we go into construction mode, I'll just show you quickly what we've done. So if we start with the most obvious bits, if you think about this yard normally, you've got that shed is there as standard, so that's been kept in. Obviously that's there as standard as well. You want to delete out the and you can do this in game, you don't need to do this in Giants Editor, you can just do this in game. There's obviously the 2 like rusty barn shelter things that are over here, so I've got rid of those. So in terms of Giants Editor, what we need to do is, I think there's a tree or 2 along here, ditch them. There's a tree somewhere around here, get rid of that. There's a little bit of like foliage here which can't be mown or painted over, so you'd need to delete that. And then of course the wall, which goes all the way down to here and all the way across the back, that wants to go. Now you'll find, annoyingly, it's really fiddly. The top stones on the wall, they can only be deleted individually. They're not a whole piece like the actual wall bit, so it takes a bit of time, but you know, it can be done. It's just a bit fiddly, that's all. So that wall, as I say, wants to go. Over in this side of the field, there's a gate obviously there which wants to be deleted. I'm not sure if there's a tree here normally or not. I put one in on mine, so if there is one there, just delete it, and you should end up with one there anyway. And then what else have we got? In terms of more walls, so there's obviously a wall that goes all the way down here. There's a wall up here, so same again. Delete all of those. Delete your top stones. Wall down here wants to be removed. There's also a little like pedestrian style gate somewhere here. Get rid of that. And then there is a gate down here which you want to delete, as well as the wall, because I did that so I could get some bale trailers in. and obviously if you're using my save game, this gate will be in that save game, so just get rid of the one that's here standard. It's easier just to get in, to be honest. It just makes everything a bit easier, a bit more turning room. Up here, so let's look at the house first. So in this part of the house, there's a load of like farm junk, I suppose it's called, which again you can delete in game. I suppose you could delete it in Giant Editor if you wanted to, but obviously all of that needs to go. Any trees that are around this bit will need to be deleted. I think there's definitely one around here maybe. That needs to be deleted. These two are in a standard and you can leave them, that is absolutely fine. So that is okay, I think, for that. Nothing to talk about in this bit, I don't think. What else? Yes, over here. So you'll see behind this shed there's this sort of bush like foliage here. This in standard comes out to about here and then comes out at an angle across here. It will need to be deleted so it doesn't clip into the barn basically. So I think there might be one there and one here in Giants Editor. Delete those two. This gate, I think I moved. It might be a bit further down here as standard, so delete that in Giants Editor and you can replace that. Well, you don't need to replace it because if you use my save game, that will already be in there. So yeah, in terms of down here, don't think there's anything we've changed down there. So you should be good to go with those bits and pieces. And like I say, you're going to need to unzip your map first, and then get it into Giants Editor and delete those bits and pieces. It's fairly straightforward when you know how. So do, when you join the Discord, take the time, if you've not done it before, take the time to check out those videos that I've put in there. They'll only help you, you know. And as always, before you do any editing to your map, take a backup. Make sure you've got a copy that you've not messed with, and save it to one side in case anything goes wrong and you've got it there, you know, to go back with. And maybe some of you, you know, once you're in the Discord and you're doing it, if there's a couple of you who are taking it as a save game to try yourselves, maybe you could talk in there about how you're getting on and ask each other questions on, oh, have you done this bit, have you done that bit, and it'll just be a good place for us all to kind of chat and see how you're getting on. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave the video there for this time. So, as I say, thanks again to everybody who subscribed. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, because YouTube will push it out to more and more people as well. If you do want a copy of the save game so you can play on this farm, join the Discord. All the details are in there. And yeah, if you fancy giving me a bit of a donation to help support the channel, then please use the Buy Me a Coffee link. But other than that, I will say goodbye, and I will see you all again next time. Thanks very much. Ta-ra!